So I really like the new Outbreak survival game mode. It is exactly what I think Cold War Zombies needed, something a bit more difficult and with a scarier tone. And it's funny because I made this whole video about what a more hardcore mode of zombies could look like in this game. I had this whole list of suggestions and changes that could be made to the game to do exactly what I think this mode has done so far, and they ended up doing it with far less changes, primarily because of one big change that I had not considered. But we'll get to that. One of my favorite things about this new mode is the limited HUD. Now, most of the stuff that they turn off for you is stuff that you have control over anyway, so I already had all of it turned off, except for the minimap. I really like that it's not there. It feels like everything's just more open, and I think I'm just kind of a baby about having a minimap on the screen, but I'm very fond of having as few things in the HUD as possible, and I never found a minimap to be all that necessary, so having that extra space cleared up, I think makes the game look nicer. I also just appreciate how in general there's no maps in the mode now. It gives you a much better sense of exploration because you spawn into these worlds and you have no idea what's in them. You don't know what events you'll find, you don't know what side objectives you're going to find, you have to go out and explore it and find it all for yourself. In regular Outbreak, I'd always get to the new world and I'd open up the map and I'd see, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and we'll see what I find along the way, and that was that. But now it's kind of, I get into these worlds and I'm figuring it out as I go. It's a much cooler experience. I also really like having the special zombie health bars turned off. I find it so weird that there's no way to turn those completely off like it is in this mode. You can hide the normal zombie health bars, but then you have the special and elite health bars. And if you want to turn the special and elite health bars off, you still have to have like the dots above the zombies. So I like how I can finally have it so there's no indicators above the enemies. I think it makes it a little scarier to fight these big special zombies because you don't know exactly how much damage you're doing and how close they are to death. I do like how they restrict you to start with a 1911 in this mode. The only thing I wish they did differently was that I wish it was like a special variant of a 1911 that was basically exactly the same until you upgraded it, and then it would be the Mustang and Sally again. I just think it's good game design that the worst weapon that you start with can turn into the best weapon of the game if you've put in the time. But the biggest thing that this mode does that I really like, the big change that I had never considered, was the non-regenerating health. When I first read about the mode, I thought it would be kind of a gimmick thing that, I wouldn't care about all that much other than the few times I played it. But honestly, the non-regenerating health feels really balanced for this game. I think it's because there's just so many ways to increase your health with Juggernog and the armor. The 30 damage that zombies will do per hit in the early rounds or in the first world of Outbreak. It feels more balanced when you can't get that health back when they hit you. There's plenty of ways to restore your health with the stims and the healing aura, and I think it's tier 5 of the melee upgrades. And the food is plentiful enough as well that I feel like I can restore my health whenever I need to. But the thing is, when I'm in an intense situation, I can't just run away and wait for it to regenerate and go back into it. I have to make a change to my strategy that involves me healing and then going back when I'm ready. And additionally, non-regenerating health just makes the game a little scarier. Every hit from a zombie is a big deal. It's not just an annoyance. The dogs, to me, have gone from an annoyance to a priority to take out first. And the big special zombies, they're a lot more intimidating now too. Just one hit from any of those guys is a big deal. But overall, it's just, I do enjoy the non-regenerating health more than I thought I would. And I would like to see them play with this idea more in the future. But as much as I like this mode, there are some changes I think that they can make. And let's be honest, with most of these limited time modes in the past, they're not really limited time modes, they're more of a beta phase of the mode, and then they'll add it back in permanently later. I hope that's what they're going to do here, and if that is the case, I would like to see even less HUD elements, mostly the medals and the little ceremonies for completing events, stuff like that. If you want to make something with a more scary tone, you shouldn't add in these celebratory animations whenever you do things, like kill enough zombies in a row or finish your objective. It should just kinda end. That would be spookier, in my opinion. I'd also like to see the point things turned off as well. The plus 50, plus 25, whatever it would be. Mostly because I don't like how they put it basically right in the middle of the screen. That's always kind of bugged me. I've always wished I could turn it off anyway. But the big HUD change I'd like to see made is the objective marker. Obviously, they still need the objective marker in Outbreak, because those maps are so big you'd never find your way around, but I wish that it didn't have the little text over it that told you which objective it was. I think it would be a lot cooler if you had to go over to the objective and find it and then you'd know what it is. So if it was just the diamond shape and none of the text over it, that would be cool. They'd also have to cut out the radio chatter when you spawn into the map. If they could just push that back to when you enter a certain range, I'd be fine with that. But overall, I think it'd be cooler if whenever you got to the next world, you just didn't know what the objective was until you went out and found it. But overall, it's a very solid mode. I do like it a lot more than I thought I would. I would love to see it be implemented into the round-based maps. I think they could do it pretty easily without too many changes. Changes that I would want to see though for a round-based implementation would, first of all, no objective markers at all. Like I said, you need them in Outbreak, but on those maps, you know, you should be able to find your way around. I don't think we need objective markers over power switches anymore. I wish I could just turn them off anyway, but if it takes a separate mode to get that, I'll take it. And additionally, I mean, I don't really know, it's something that would need to be tested, but would the zombie spawning system get a little intense with non-regenerating health? Because the way it works, to my knowledge, is that whenever you get too far away, the zombie will simply respawn closer, so that, you know, if you're running through the map or something, the action never dies down. They're always jumping back out of the windows on top of you and kind of keeping it fast-paced. That wasn't something that they really started doing until Black Ops 2 or 3-ish, so maybe in a non-regenerating health mode on a round-based map, they'd have to use the Black Ops 1 or World at War style of zombie spawns, where when the zombie spawns into the map, it won't just despawn when you get too far. That way, you know, if it were too intense with the way it is now, that would allow for more downtime throughout rounds. But, you know, like I said, that's something that would kind of need to be tested. I don't know how it would actually work out. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts on the mode, what I would like to see them change about the mode, and how I think it could be implemented into the round-based maps.